Welcome back to PerpTech Daily. I'm Aaron, and today, as always, we're going to be going over the PerpTech scene in crypto. Now, first, let's take a look at the Hyperliquid price. Hyperliquid right now is kind of chopping around $64, up about 0.23%. And Bitcoin today is up 0.09%. Bitcoin has been dumping a lot lately, and from the looks of it, kind of looks like it's going to go further down. And I really hope it does, because I want Bitcoin to find a bottom so then we can kind of see the strong projects like Hyperliquid and Lighter move their way back up. But take a look at the Lighter. This is kind of the highlight of today. Lighter is up over 11% on the day. Just take a look at this. It did, a couple days ago we were talking about how it was looking like it could almost break out of this, range right here. But the bulls came back and it's up over 11%. Looks like it could hit a local high. Probably, if Bitcoin doesn't absolutely dump super hard, probably pretty soon. I think what's probably going to happen is Bitcoin's going to dump super hard. Hopefully it does. I just want to get this dump over with. And then we're going to finally see, Hyperliquid probably go for possibly new all-time highs and Lighter go for local highs. But people on Twitter, I think, are starting to realize that Lighter is still very, very undervalued. It's only sitting around a $400 million market cap. And, Peter Thiel's fund led the Series B round. Robinhood's, heavily invested. The Robinhood CEO shilled Lighter before. There's a lot of and they have their HQ Miami. There's major potential for Lighter to have some massive partnerships, and I don't expect them to roll out massive partnerships right now in this market. I think it would be something that would maybe happen in a more bullish market, but who knows? Robinhood could get into perps, and if Robinhood gets into perps and integrates Lighter, I think this thing could literally probably do like a 2x overnight. Something crazy like that. Maybe not exactly that, but really strong performance from Lighter. Good to see, and I think we're still very early. A lot of people do not know about this project. I talk about this project, we talk about it every day here on this channel, and I think it's pretty important. All right, so now let's go over to Hyperscan. Let's take a look at the Grand King of Hyperliquid, or not, the Grand King of the PerpTech scene, Hyperliquid. It's only about 24, in the next 24 hours, there's only about over a million hype TWAP buy pressure, which is pretty good. The hype price looks really, really solid. Not too much going on here. People are trading MU a lot. People are trading hype a lot. The S&P 500. Oil's not really up here anymore. As we go here, in the last 24 hours, Hyperliquid has done over $2 million in fees. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I had a conversation. If you watched yesterday's video, I had DJ and Mike on, and we kind of talked about the fact that the Hyperliquid team actually has a lot of the supply, and how the team has been generous in the fact that they're not just like straight stacking their tokens. The reason why is because they make millions of dollars every single day in fees. I mean, of course, it's like, there's a lot of things you could get with $1 billion cash, $2 billion cash. And I think eventually the team will probably, take more aggressive profits. But I think in these early stages, I don't really think the team is going to be taking aggressive profits because they're already giga rich. But who knows what happens in terms of that kind of stuff. But take a look at this. Active traders. Active traders have been down, a little bit in the past couple of days or so. As you can see, here's the TWAP buy volume. Hype holders looking like it's going its way up to 250,000. Pretty good stuff. Now let's go over here. And this is something I talked about the other day. But just take a look at this. Where is it? I'm trying to find this. Versus Robinhood. Okay, and I think this is kind of the big one people aren't looking at, is the Robinhood versus Hyperliquid comparison. And as you can see here, Robinhood's not doing that much more volume than Hyperliquid. It is very, very possible that Hyperliquid can flip Robinhood in, volume. And I also think Robinhood, once again, we talked about this at the beginning, they heavily invested in a competitor of Hyperliquid called Lighter. So if Robinhood integrated Lighter, which I would love to see, that would be honestly fantastic. And I think that's also a reason why, even if you are a big Hyperliquid bull, it doesn't hurt to have a small bag probably of a Lighter just in case it happens. Maybe it doesn't happen, but, I think this is a pretty cool rivalry that's going on here. You can see that Robinhood is leading in total volume. Hyperliquid obviously leads in the crypto department, but Robinhood has, more retail traders and has a stocks department, which is very, very, very huge. I'm super bullish on Robinhood as well. All right. Now, here's kind of another big story of today. Multicoin Capital These people have a lot of fucking money. Today or yesterday, they published their Hyperliquid report, and take a look at this. Their bear case is $109 per token. Their base case is $319 per token. And their bull case is $608.9 per token, okay? And then they say here, options and prediction markets via HIP4 haven't reached any scale yet, and portfolio margining is in alpha. Sorry guys if I'm messing up some words. I'm a little tired here today on a Friday morning. Anyways, builder code integrations and new HIP3 deployers are expanding in a truly unique source of customer acquisition across all of tech. Each of these represents potential upside that isn't captured in our base case. And I think like a lot of us, I personally believe it's going to over $1,000. I think Hyperliquid is going to go to $1,000 long term. And I think these are actually like pretty really fair predictions right here. And kind of what they're saying down here is Hyperliquid has not even reached its final form. And this platform, I think, is going to get much bigger from here. There's a lot of integrations. Hyperliquid isn't even available for US customers yet unless they use a VPN. You know, and you notice if you're in the US and you go on Hyperliquid and you don't have a VPN on, it says, hey, you can't use this platform. I mean, that's how early we are, and not a lot of people know about Hyperliquid. So when I look at this and I see a company like Multicoin Capital that has ridiculous amounts of money giving these kind of predictions, and of course they're heavily incentivized to because they have a big bag, it increases my conviction. Mike talked about this yesterday in our video, which you guys should definitely watch because Mike's super smart when it comes to Hyperliquid and all this. But Hyperliquid doesn't just have retail demand. And honestly, I would say it's more institutionally heavy in demand right now than retail. Retail doesn't really know about Hyperliquid. It's more of an institution. Institutions are the ones getting giddy for Hyperliquid right now. It's not really the retail crowd. But I think these are really good, fair valuations. And personally, I believe 689 long term, it's going to $1,000. And I think they want to say that, but they just don't want to sound too crazy, even though I don't even think that's like a crazy take. I mean, that's less than a 20x from where we're at right now. So anyways, let's go on the Lighter protocol. I'm going to refresh this. Lighter has done over 2 billion. Oh, okay. So it went from 2 billion to 1.83 billion. Interesting, but it's doing around $2 billion of volume today. The total open interest is looking at $725 million. And I think Lighter is going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Let's go to the whale tracker. You can see the giga whales, and the whales are on the platform today. 23 traders are whales, 27 giga whales. I think Lighter, we talked about this in the beginning. This is, the coin that's kind of performing today. I still think it's super underrated, and it has backing. It has a really good team. And, a lot of people, I talked about this with Mike. With prediction markets, Poly Market was the big leader at first, and nobody saw Kalshi. And then Kalshi kind of came in out of nowhere and ended up becoming a huge player, and maybe he's even bigger than Poly Market. And I'm not saying that's going to happen in the Perptex scene. I think Hyperliquid's always going to be king. I'm pretty sure on that. But, I think there is a lot of room. If Lighter pulls out some massive partnerships, let's just say Robinhood integrates some. Let's just say Robinhood does some sort of partnership, which is possible. I mean, the CEO of Robinhood has publicly showed this. The token's listed on Robinhood, and Robinhood's an investor. That's a possible scenario. And also, once again, Peter Thiel's fund led the Series B round. So I think there's a really big possibility that this thing, and if you're bullish on Hyperliquid, then you're bullish on the whole Perptex scene. So as the Perptex scene gets bigger and bigger, I don't see any reason why Lighter can't score a couple partnerships and really take off. And nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows what Lighter is at this point. But take a look at this tweet. This guy right here, Gentleman, what's his name? Gentleman. He said, I noticed something crazy. Why Light is pumping hard? He says, because there's no sellers. Weak hands are out. Only 1.45 million tokens for sell in order book until $2.08. I say just 1.45 million because there are a lot of short liquidations and stop loss above $2, way more than 1.45 million tokens. On the other hand, there are more than 1.5 million tokens for buy just till $1.50. And yeah, I mean, you have this project with Lighter that produces real revenue, has a very strong team, really good backing, and it's sitting at a $400 million market cap. There's tokens in crypto right now that are at a $4 billion market cap, even bigger, coins like Cardano, that have absolutely jack shit going on. So I think lighter is severely underpriced, and there will be a repricing. So I'm not shocked. I mean, I don't know why you'd be selling at these prices. Maybe I'm stupid, but yeah, I think lighter is just super underrated. Not shocked to see that there's not a lot of sellers on the board. But anyways, that's kind of all we got for today. Really cool stuff. Lighter's pumping. Multicoin Capital is bull posting, and everyone's, kind of happy in the perp tech space. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in July and stuff. But as always, I hope you enjoyed your perp tech daily. Oh, last thing, if you made it this far, join the Discord. We already have about like 10 people in the Discord. We're going to be talking about Hyperliquid, lighter, trading, all things, stocks, crypto. You can even talk about whatever the fuck you want. Make sure to join the Discord, link in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. Also, before I go, please follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Thank you for watching.